Good evening and nice to have you on Jam with Sam.
Same here. Nice.
Fantastic. Food. Normally this is one question I keep asking, what's your favorite food or something like that. But for you it's a full topic. Where did you get to start Finely Chopped?
Well, I started Finely Chopped about 7 years back, and I was always interested in food, and I was the sort of person people would ask for about where to go out and eat, and or for recipes and things like that. So which is when my wife said that why don't you start this thing called a blog and write about it. And she gave the name Finely Chopped because I just thought that everyone was very nice when writing about restaurants in magazines, and it all seemed like advertorials. So it started off more as a crib blog, but it's obviously no longer an angry young blog anymore.
Okay, so you're matured over there.
Yeah, I think so.
Your mom also blogs?
Yeah, she does.
I was just seeing that. I mean, see, fantastic. I mean, here we think about blogging, and here is mom. How old is she?
She's 67 now.
And she blogs.
So she started 4 years back where she would write and get someone to type and put it on my blog. From there, then it wasn't working out, so now she types on her own tab. And very recently, she's now started her own blog as well.
Oh, fantastic.
So even today, she sent me a post to put it up. So she's quite interested.
I think it's on blog post, no?
That's right, on blog post.
Okay. Now, is Finely Chopped a full-time activity or is it a part-time activity for you?
Well, when it started off, it was a part-time activity. I was in market research and I was doing blogging on the side. But earlier this year, I decided to focus on food fully. So I mean, Finely Chopped is what I do entirely, and I also do write for magazines. I do food walks, and I've just written a book which has gone to the publisher.
Okay.
So I'm focusing on food right now fully.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the kind of things you post?
I like writing about, it's more like a food diary of my life, so about places I go and eat in, or people whom I meet in the world of food, experiments which I've done in the kitchen, places which I've traveled to and whatever I've eaten over there. So
it's a kind of food and travel both together?
It's food and travel, and that's what excites me more.
Now tell me something, a lot of food bloggers, there's a lot of controversy going on nowadays. What do you feel about paying for food and blogging and getting food for free for trying and then blogging about it? Is there a difference between both?
See, there's a difference between the two in the sense that when you're hosted, it's not a natural environment. So you will not be able to write what the regular customer would be experiencing. At the same time, I mean, if you're hosted, then it gives you an opportunity to try out the whole menu and write about more stuff than you. I think both have their place, but I think that if you're hosted, it's important to mention that you've been hosted so that people know. It's like, if you go to an auto expo, you're seeing the car in an ideal condition. So now hosted reviews a bit like that versus driving a car on the roads. Okay. So,
Okay, that's a nice analogy you give over there. Okay. So, it's very important to mention that.
I think so. I mean, that's what
that should be like disclaimer, with so and so and so.
So that people know what they're. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I started blogging, because I used to feel that what would come out in mainline media was a lot like advertorials where people were not mentioning that. So
I think there's this food thing which I think Rashmi or something, right? Yeah. This is done secretly. We paid for our food and all that stuff over there.
Now all of this wasn't mentioned earlier. But I think all of this now they're mentioning after blogging started.
Okay.
And they see competition coming in from there. So
Okay. For aspiring bloggers, how do they get to the pen to the paper, or I should say, how do they get the finger to the keyboard now? And what do you tell them? You know, like I was speaking to someone just now. Says I'm trying to blog. I blogged for about 5 things about tech, and then I got bored. I said, "Yaar, kaun likhega wahan pe?" You know, what drives you to do that?
I think passion. I think if you're passionate about what you want to blog about, and if you love writing, then it'll flow automatically. Versus if you're doing it purposefully. Like, I mean, my job was there for me to do things towards a particular objective, while my blog was somewhere where I used to come and unwind. So even now, I think the moment I would stop enjoying blogging and doing it towards a purpose is when it will become a chore. I mean, till then it just flows naturally.
Okay. Something about your life before Finely Chopped.
I could have a cup of coffee without someone coming up to me and saying, "Are you finally chopped?"
Okay.
Sounds enough, Shah Rukh Khan-ish enough.
So what about, were you working somewhere? A bit about that.
Yeah. So, okay, I've been in Bombay for about 16 years, almost from the beginning of my career. And I've been in market research all through, except in advertising for a short bit. So that's what I used to do. And when I started Finely Chopped also, I was in market research. And for about 6 years after that, I was doing both simultaneously. It's only like beginning of this year that I've moved out of research completely and focusing on food.
So it's able to pay. Does it bring food on the table?
It gets free food on the table. But otherwise, no. I mean, one is I can afford to do this because like I said, I've worked for 15, 16 years. So I mean, there are a certain amount of savings. And I think more importantly, my wife works and she's in advertising. And I think she runs the house now. So that's what allows
nice
it.
to hear that over there.
Yeah.
So your social media, Facebook, Twitter, which is your favorite and why?
I like Twitter more because it allows you to interact with people a lot more than it does on Facebook, because Facebook is more amongst people whom you know and stuff. So I think I enjoy Twitter more because it's more conversational as well, while Facebook is slightly slower compared to the two. But in Facebook, again, I have my own page, which is like a private page, and then I have a Finely Chopped page, which is to do with my blog. So I just feel that my own page is more private and personal, where I'd like to interact with people whom I know, who are actually friends, versus like the blog page, which is to do with the blog.
There has to be a line drawn.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, Quick Gun Sam. So you have Quick Gun Murugan, you have Quick Gun Sam. One witty answer. Social media.
Perplexing.
Networking.
Daunting.
I think he's got daunted seeing all the people over here.
Yeah, I mean, very recently I was in a dinner where I knew absolutely no one, and I stood in the corner for 3 hours. I mean, so I'm learning how to network from all of you. Yeah.
Religion.
Organized is bad, but otherwise good.
Okay. Bollywood.
Entertaining. Not being very witty.
Not being very witty. Okay. Critics. Now there's been we were just discussing about that, like there's this new Twitter handle which has come, which is called as crap of food or something.
Yeah.
Crap from food
Crap for food bloggers.
It's so my personal troll.
Yeah, it's a troll over there, and he's been trolling people like anything,
Yeah.
I think Big Bookhard is being trolled the most by him, poor guy.
No, I think I've been trolled.
Yeah, you've been trolled. I think then you blocked him in the end over there.
Oh,
yeah, I mean that happens over there. But so, what do you feel about criticism? I mean, what do you think?
Does it have to be a one-line answer?
No, it can be a long answer.
Because no, I don't see myself as a critic. I try to write about experiences which I have, because I feel that when you're saying you're a critic, then you're putting in on an expert's hat, and that's pretty dangerous, because I mean, to say one's an expert in anything is a bit dangerous. And two is that I think the responsibility becomes a lot more. So I share my experiences, and if you relate to that, that works for you. If it doesn't, but I think that critics per se is a bit sort of overstated. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Whom do you admire?
Anthony Bourdain. He's. You don't know who he is. Okay, that's fine. No, so I mean, he's the reason why I got into food blogging and food writing. So he was originally a chef in New York, and then he wrote a book called The Kitchen Confidential, which sort of changed his life, and then he got into television where he would do a series called No Reservations, which is about food and travel. And I saw his show on television way back, and I saw it was so, and I read his books, and I saw it was so different from what was there in Indian media about food, that's what really inspired me to start writing. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. What do you feel about MasterChef and all these reality programs which happen?
I love MasterChef Australia, and it's quite entertaining. It's very good if you like food, and it throws up a lot of new experiences, a lot of new learnings. So I think MasterChef Australia is a fantastic show.
Yeah.
I don't like MasterChef US because it's too bitchy, and MasterChef India, I believe it's turning vegetarian, so that's weird.
Sacrilege.
So I don't think it can be called MasterChef India anymore. It should be called MasterChef Tambram or MasterChef Gujarati Jain or Calcutta Marwari, or but not MasterChef India.
Okay, something about your family.
So I live in Mumbai with my wife, and we met over here, so it's just the two of us. And my mother's in Calcutta. My dad passed away when we were pretty young. My brother's in Delhi. So we come essentially from a service class background, or of course my dad was a doctor, but otherwise conventional sort of occupations. So which is why this thing which I'm doing now, which is of quitting and doing food writing and stuff like that, gives my mother very sleepless nights. But it's a new way of living.
What are you looking forward to next?
Well, I've just started video blogging, and that's something which I'm trying to sort of crack. So for me, it's a new area which I'm entering, and it's baby steps, but that's something which I'm really excited about because it's just doing something new. I mean, of course, it's far from perfect, and there's a lot of learning to do, but it's something new, so that's great. And I'm looking forward to traveling a lot more and discovering a lot more food across and writing about that.
So think of having your own show one day?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah,
to do that. Great. So what made you get into writing a book? You're mentioning about a book. So what made you get into a book?
I think I mean, all Bengalis grew up wanting to write a book, and I always did. And then the blog happened, and once I started blogging, a lot of indulgent people told me that why don't you write a book and stuff like that. But I just felt that blogging is so addictive, where that immediate gratification is there, that to sit down and write a book was very different from what I had in mind. Then a friend of mine, Rushina, put me in touch with a publisher, and I met them. And then we discussed certain ideas. This is Hatchet, who's just published Tendulkar's book. So then we discussed an idea which worked out, and then they commissioned the book, and that's when I started. So which is the time when I quit my job, because I thought that let me just sit and concentrate on writing the book. So every morning I'd go to Candy's, the cafe in Bandra, and sit there and write. So I finished that, and right now I'm working on another book, which is a book on a Malwani restaurant in Mumbai, which I'm really excited about. So that's the second one which I'm working on.
What according to you, what is your favorite kind of food? So coming to that question over there, what do you like?
I think it's Bengali now. While growing up, I wasn't that fond of it, but now that I've grown up, I think Bengali. I also love Asian food a lot, so Chinese, Thai, Malaysian sort of flavors. So, and over the years, being married to a Parsi, I'm developing a taste too for Parsi food. So,
I keep seeing those tweets and those things. You should follow his handle is @finelychopped.
Yeah.
Okay, chop means that kind of chop over there. He tweets a lot of stuff, and he puts up a lot of, I mean, you feel like if you think I put up good food photographs, you should see his food photographs over there. He's a professional in that, and he also describes a lot of description as to be, so actually when you can actually feel that you're sitting and eating those kind of food. That's the way he describes that over there. So your preference, vegetarian, non-vegetarian?
Preference is non-vegetarian, definitely, but as I'm growing older, I'm sort of appreciating vegetarian food more, because I mean, there are all these things about non-veg not being as healthy, so I'm eating more of vegetarian, but my heart is definitely in non-vegetarian food.
the kind of food which is like especially non-vegetarian food over here, like things like bacon and burgers and all that stuff and all. There's a lot of difference between what you eat over here and what you eat abroad. So why is that so? I mean, even though they import that thing, but still when you eat abroad, when you eat especially like bacon or something like that, so why is the difference there?
I think the quality of produce makes all the difference, because over there meat is being reared specifically for eating. So they have meat farms and so on, and there's a lot of sort of focus which goes on over there, versus over here, like there's not that much focus, because our diets are not predominantly non-vegetarian. Like Indian diets, even when you have non-vegetarian, you're having it as a part of a meal. So it's not that, yeah. And so what's getting exported or imported from the West obviously is not the best of produce. Like very recently we were in Prague in Czechoslovakia, and we discovered this meat shop where they not only stocked meat, but they would make your steaks and sausages and all of that over there. And the quality of what one got over there was like unbelievable. So,
Kalyan, thank you so much for being on the show. And I want to network. Sanjeev, you're going to teach him how to network.
yeah.
You're going to make him meet all the people in the room, and he'll have a full bunch of visiting cards with him over there. Thank you so much. Pramod? So the photographers are there. We are going to see there, and there. That's Twitter, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, Thank you. And give me that. So this is very near your house. He couldn't be here.
But I've seen it.
You've seen it.
It's very close to Hangla, my favorite sort of Bengali.
Okay. Yeah, it's just next to the
same
road.
lane. Yeah.
So it's a nice gift pack which is there. So
Thank
that's
you so
for
much. For that. This is a hamper, is it?
Hampers. So it's not a food hamper. Yeah, I know. Okay, all the clicks are over. Thank you so much, Kalyan.
Thank you.
Thank
Sir.
you. Thank you.
Thanks.